We're ready? On the right? We're ready on the left?
Yes.
All right. Let's call this meeting to order, the regular meeting of the Board of Directors of the North Highlands Recreation Park District this February 13th here at 6:30 in the North Highlands Recreation Center. The first item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the January 9, 2014 meeting.
Motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
We have a second. Anything else? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Sorry.
Alan is excused. He had a note from his mom, said he would do it tonight. So he's excused. Next item on the agenda is the chairperson report. He's out this evening, but I'm substituting. I don't have anything to report in his place. How about you? Anything from the comments from the board members? All right, reports from standing committees? No, we didn't have it, right?
All business.
Okay.
Mine will be next month.
Yeah, yours is next month.
I mean, the only thing we have to do is our friendly meetings tomorrow.
All right. Administrator's report. Chuck, a lot of stuff there.
Yeah. I'll try to be brief. The CETA Head Start contract for the use of Streetsic Clubhouse is due for renewal in July of this year. It has been an automatic renewal every 5 years. The only changes that I would make to the contract is that I would eliminate the maintenance division doing the maintenance for that particular facility. I'm not sure why that was originally imposed. Most of our tenants do their own maintenance cleanup. It's becoming, as we lose staff, it's becoming increasingly more difficult to cover that area, mainly because the building has to be cleaned before the children and the teachers come in, which means we have to bring staff in earlier than they normally come in. They have to leave earlier in the day, and when it's a conflict like this past Wednesday, it was a district holiday, but Head Start met, so we had to bring staff in on the holiday to take care of it. I did speak to Head Start person, my contact person, and Head Start has 3 other sites, and they contract out for maintenance at those 3 sites. And incidentally, we also have to do maintenance during the summer season, when normally school is out, but Head Start runs it a year-round program. It makes it even more difficult for us to cover when we're even more busy on that season. They weren't too happy about my proposal that we drop the maintenance part because they're going to have to hire maintenance. They did respond back that they wanted to know if the district would consider reducing their $2,300 a month rent to compensate for bringing outside maintenance in, or for their contracting for outside maintenance. I told them they were going to research how much it would cost them. I told them that any requests like that we would have to meet, and I advised them that we meet with the facilities committee to discuss it. I'm not sure how the board feels about it, but I think that I would like to see it be brought more in line with how we deal with our other vendors. And it is just, I'm not sure why we do it, and I don't know why we don't do it for something extra preschool. So that's where it stands there. When she gets back to me, I will contact the facilities committee and see if we can set up a meeting. The snack shack at Cape Heart. I met with the 3 people today, the demolition company, Tough Shed, and a candidate to do the interior work. Basically, we have to demo the existing site. Found that we have to remove some trees that have grown up under the existing site. The permit, everything has been filed, and we were hoping that we could start demolition next week, but the county is holding it up. He's got everything down, ready to be paid, but they haven't reviewed it yet, and they told them up to 10 days to do that.
What's the holdup again?
The county review of the demolition permit. So that's gonna delay it. It should take less than a week to demolish it, and they'll cart everything away. We do have to cut off utilities, electricity, and water to that site, which is complicated because it's all tied into the Cape Park facility. So finding those cut-off valves and all the rest of them is going to be difficult. We're waiting for okay on the cost for the tough shed to be there. The holdup is Capri. They, as I told the board before, we have to, if Capri is going to reimburse us for replacing that existing shed or structure, we have to do apples and apples, or apples and oranges, which makes it difficult. We were under the assumption that that facility or that building was on a slab. It's not. It's on piers. So, which means that we have to, a slab would be much easier and I think much more stable. But because it's on piers now, Capri has told us we've got to do that. The unique thing is it's going to cost us, or cost them, $1,500 more to put it on piers than to put it on a slab. So I've contacted Capri and Bragg about this and waiting for an opinion. What they've asked, and the other thing is the ADA ramp that would have to be attached to the building for piers as opposed to slab. The piers will be 3 times more because they've got to build up on the ramp, and it's got to have a turn, and it's pretty complicated. So I'm waiting for Tough Shed to give us 2 appraisals on what that would cost. I'm assuming that Capri, at least in my conversation with them, that they would go waive that apples and apples thing and go with the lower fee both for the slab and for the ADA access. This is a diagram of the tentative snack shack. It's basically in half. The most important half is the snack shack area. That would be a simple once we agree and get the okay from Capri, it would be relatively simple for them to roll that thing out and get it in. After that, we would need to contract out with, all they do is basically put the structure there. The plumbing, the electricity, the AC, all of the amenities, not fiberglass, but the sheetrock, painting, flooring, would have to be contracted out to another person. And I'm in touch with them and waiting for them to get a bid. The difficulty, again, is the county. I talked to Tough Shed today. The agreement that we had was they were going to go through the permitting process, which we would reimburse them for their time and the permit. Well, he talked to the county building department today, and somehow there was miscommunication. They thought we were going to replace the burned out building with a used building. And they brought on all different other kinds of rules and regulations that we would have to jump through. I think I've settled that. I let them know that it's going to be a brand new drop-in structure. But we still are facing ADA parking, a path of right-of-way path, parking that they may all impose on us that we don't have there now. And if they do require parking, there's no room. There's nothing there. Right now, parking is off the street. I'm hoping that they will, path of travel, we may have to do some improvements to the access road from the street to the snack shack, make that a little bit more level, asphalted or something like that to make it easier. But the unfortunate thing is we're dealing with a facility that was installed by the Air Force who had to not meet any ADA, any of the county compliances. Now, because if it had stayed there, they would have never touched it. It would be grandfathered in. But because it was destroyed, we have to start from square one. And the attitude I'm getting is, well, that's it. You got to do it. I'm not getting a lot of feedback and a lot of help on not to circumvent it, but how we can address it, because we, as I explained to the guy, we're not a planning department, we don't have engineering, you know, all this stuff, I'm a rec major. So, the long and short of it is, I realistically don't think that Little League will have their opening day on April 1st. And I'm going to have to set up a meeting with them to give them the bad news. I mean, I want more information, and I don't know where it's going to go from there, because as they explained to you guys, that is their main money-making enterprise. So it's going to be a serious impact on them. They could probably sell from a table packaged things. They don't have to worry about health department, but I guess the big ticket items are hot dogs and hamburgers and all those things that you would get off a grill that they are normally used to doing. So that's where it stands. I will keep the board appraised on what happens. I just want to let you guys know that I'll be coming to the board periodically in the next several months to amend the budget to reflect the K&R replacement of the playground. Right now, we have no money budgeted for that playground, even though we're going to get reimbursed for it. So we have to set up, excuse me, the in and out process for that. We also have to do that for the demolition of the snack shack, the purchase and installation of the tough shed, the completion of the interior of the tough shed, and the purchase and installation of the appliance for the tough shed. I would love to come to you guys and do this all at one time and say, you know, this is it. But other than K&R and the demolition of the snack shack, I don't have any hard costs. And I don't want to drag this in and put, you know, estimated cost for all of the others and it not be completed within this fiscal year. And that will be in a whole world of hurt, budget-wise. On paper, it will look bad. In reality, we'll get the money. We will get the money. But so that's why I'm going to have to come to you guys more than once to revise this. And let members of the board or members of the county, the auditors, can give us other suggestions on how to do that. The last thing, again, I told the board that I met with Twin Rivers in June, July of last year about the pool joint use agreement. It is up in December of this year. I hadn't heard anything back from them. I met with them in July. I sent them I had notes, the point of what we wanted to talk about. We did agree that a 5-year contract is reasonable for both us and them. The stickling point, or the point that I wanted to make with them is, it's an aging facility. It's a costly facility. What happens if something major goes down? Pool pump, heater, leak in the pool, any of those things. How are we going to address that? I mean, technically, the facility belongs to the school. Is the school willing to pick that up? And those are things that we need. In the past, the park district has split some of those costs with the school. But if something hits us over $25,000, there's no way that in this current budget, or maybe even in the next budget, we're going to be able to absorb that and do something. So we need that talking. I spoke with Mike Brath, who is, I guess, still in charge of facility agreements. He was surprised that we hadn't had any contact since July. I expressed my concern that this could take, typically negotiations and things like that could take a while, and I wanted to speed it along, especially with my departure. I at least wanted to get the conversation going. He felt, as he told me in July, it wasn't a big deal. They could, get this out in no time at all.